Angelo here. Welcome to my channel, and welcome back to my stream. So guys, this is part 2 of the LOA on Winter 2022 event. I would have posted this up sooner, but after I watched it, after the initial 25-minute break or whatever, I realized this is kind of like a big, just flub. It's bloat. I mean, I hate to put it that way, but like, you have, as, you know, you can see the three main guys, which some people joke calling them either like what, crit, swiftness, and spec when they do good things, and then when they don't say or do any of the good stuff, they call them what, expertise, domination, and endurance. But I'll just have the LOA on video going on in the background here. But the only thing that I noticed is that supposedly they went through 300 different questions through different avenues, and they rarely, if ever, talk about anyone or anything outside of the Korean server. So obviously there was a bunch of random fluff questions and just things like that. There was a lot of just literally like, in a way it felt like it was like politicking, I guess you can say. Like they were giving a lot of non-answers. They're talking about stuff and talking about, you know, how things are and this and that. But I'm just going to kind of give you a quick little recap of the things that I thought were pretty decent. But yeah, for the most part, there was like non-answer. Like, I know Saint and Stoops were asking, like, is there a way to eventually, like, you know, cut down on the homework or the dailies? You know, that's what they were hoping they were talking about. And they just kind of talked about, like, you know, oh, is there any difference, any edit or change they're going to do for things such as having multiple dailies, or just making, you know, quality of life and making it easier to get, anything like that. Sadly, they didn't talk about anything of that sort. Instead, they said, you know, oh, that's like bare minimum for the game, this and that. So it's kind of, you know, in a way, it's kind of like I said, nothing. So in a way, they talked about, they said they might change some things, but in terms of dailies and weeklies, they didn't say anything. So maybe they're gonna add something else for raids, I guess. I really don't know where it was. Like I said, it was, he answered the question by not answering the question, you know. So like I said, to me it just sounded like a very atypical kind of politic, you know. If, these guys have a great future ahead of them if they're going to go into like Korean politics or something like that. The good thing that they did talk about, though, they talked about transformation class skins. So eventually, you know, your scouter or your machinist will have a new skin, your shadow hunter will have a new skin, and all these different characters that eventually in the future that might have a transformation skin will be able to get skins on that, so that's awesome. Aside from that, they also are going to, I don't know if any of you guys have the ship skins where it's like auto speed up and everything. They are going to allow you to have different skins, because I'd like to be able to use the ghost ship, because the ghost ship looks fucking sick, but I don't want to lose the ability from my skins. So just like you can hide your skin in your character, they're going to allow you to do that eventually. I don't know when they're going to do it, but hopefully next year, hopefully. The next thing they're also talking about is the new updated warrior model, the Shurshire skin, where basically all the warriors are going to, like, gain a feet. Like, they're going to be a foot taller than everyone else. They're going to be fucking maybe, like, a half a foot wider and about a foot taller. So they're going to be at least a full head taller than all the other characters. Makes sense, because, you know, these are big, chonky boys, and they're going to be the true warrior models. And I guess they said they're going to have that upgraded by next year, summertime next year. The other big thing they talked about was a skip function. They realized, you know, again, they kind of gave a non-answer saying, oh, you know, like, the story is all of our hard work and this and that, but at the same time, we got to understand where, you know, players are and everything. So basically at that point he was talking about, like, they're going to allow you to potentially hit escape, or there'll be like a skip button in the bottom right of the screen. Who knows, but that's an option. And then I think that was it. Yeah, and I want to say, yeah, so since on like this video, yeah, like you took that little break at the end, and then yeah, from there it was like just under 3 hours. And then they started up again at like about 3:30. They had a little bit of music, talking with the Korean audience for a bit. And yeah, this, from the Korean audience, when they actually started talking on the screen for the Q&A, I would say it's right around here, which is like, what, 3:50, and it went all the way until like about 5 hours, so just under 5 hours. So basically it was like an hour and a half of fluff. And those last couple things I told you about, so where, you know, the non-answer on the dailies and weeklies, transformation skin classes, the separation of the skill, ships with the abilities and the skins, So you can use the abilities of the skins you have, hide it, and still use the skins you want of the model. So that's really cool. The warrior model upgrade, which is going to happen summertime next year, and then the skip function for story missions. Outside of that, everything else was just whatever. And according to like Saint and Saint 1 and all of them, they said that the person who usually would actually answer the hard-hitting questions and whatnot, Gold River, he was here, but it was just kind of like a PR stunt. He was here before like all the updates and everything. It's now these guys are in charge, and so they didn't. At the end of it, I was watching a little bit with Saint 1 and them. They were saying that they wouldn't consider these guys was a crit, swiftness, and specialization. These guys were definitely expertise, domination, and endurance. So that's what it was. Again, I didn't even feel this video was necessary, but there you go. Thank you guys very much for watching. Hope you guys enjoyed it. But yeah, that was like almost 2 hours, and it was not really anything. Alright guys, thank you for watching. Have a good day. Later.